Hi everybody, it is the end of September. I'm doing this on the September 30th, which is actually a few days after when I wanted to do it, but trips and everything else. So this is my power sheets. I'm going to be going through them for the month of September and then setting up for both October and going through the fall kind of check-in. And I only have so much time because I have to take my kid to a dentist appointment. So let's take a look at September. September did not go the way I hoped it would in some ways. In other ways it did. I wanted to get my print shop opened up for art prints, but the trip in the middle of the month and a big freelance project in the middle of the month really kind of threw a monkey wrench in that. So I'm hoping to get it open in October, and so a lot of that's gonna get moved. Most of the other stuff got done. Quarterly taxes, God, that sucked, but I did it. Looking at this, the majority of what didn't get finished was planning the print shop and getting my next Skillshare class planned out. So those are gonna be for next month. Looking at the weekly, I did pretty well. Anything you see not checked off here is because I went to New York in the middle of the month, and that just, again, and the same with down here, I just stopped checking things off when things got really hardcore, so I'm not feeling bad about it. I'm just telling you that once everything really kind of hit the fan in the middle of the month, I sort of fell off the planet with my planners and shit, and yeah, so I'm gonna move forward. Let's go to the month in review. I'm gonna fill this out and then we will talk about it. I'm especially grateful for feeling halfway decent. I haven't felt great this month, but I felt decent enough to go on a cross-country trip. That in and of itself, like I came home from it and didn't need to recover in bed, even though I wasn't feeling great the entire trip, and even though it was a 6-hour flight each way, I still was able to like move around a little bit and not feel like I had been run over by a bus, which was really helpful. My goals that are going well this month are actually having to do with my family and my home. We adopted a new kitten this past weekend. Everybody seems to be relatively doing okay, and the painting on our house has started. So those are growing. Some I'm grateful for are old neighbor Jason, who is doing the painting, and my in-laws, because we had a great trip. Both my mother-in-law and her husband and my father-in-law and his girlfriend. They're all awesome. I'm choosing grace over guilt about not opening my shop. Self-explanatory from what I've already talked about. Progress I'm celebrating is confronting my inbox. I have been ignoring it a lot. I've been going through it, but still ignoring it, and I'm inching ever closer to it most days. Progress. I didn't say I had one, just that I'm making progress. Sorry for the yawn. Favorite memory? We saw Hadestown while we were in New York. Fuck, yes we did. A good lesson I learned. Bending sideways is no good. I learned this lesson last night. I already knew this lesson, but obviously I didn't learn it. I bent sideways to adjust my pajama pants and almost cried. It hurt my kidney so bad. So that's on me, dude. What I'm saying no to next month, this is going to be kind of a repeat of most of the previous one of these like things, but volunteering for more. There's a lot of opportunities to volunteer both at church and through the band, and I am ignoring all of them right now because I can't. I had to take a break for 2 weeks from the podcast to be able to survive these couple of weeks. So let's just say that I can't add any more to the pile. No more to the pile. And what I'm saying yes to is breaks, because when I'm working really hard and I know I'm going to have to work some long hours this month, stepping away when I can is very helpful. So now we're into the fall check-in sheets. Savoring cultivates contentment. Slowing down to savor turns what we have into more than enough. Use a Powersheets sticker and tape this to your fridge or kitchen wall as a reminder to savor what matters. I'm not sticking this to my refrigerator. It's covered in a bunch of outdated shit. I don't want to add to it. But what do I want to savor this season? Well, okay. Before I brainstorm, I'm gonna tell you what came right off the bat. And that is my kids. It occurred to me, my ex-husband pointed this out. My oldest, who wants to be called Kat now, is 15, almost 16, and a sophomore in high school. And RJ is an 8th grader. We only have so much time left. And if you divide that in half, like say for Christmases, we only have one Christmas left with the kids while they're both in like grade school. Whether they stay with us for longer afterwards to go to community college or whatever the case may be, there's that. But like because we don't have Kat for Christmas this year, or RJ, we do next year, and the following year the dad has them. We have one Christmas left with all of them in school. So sharing custody kind of points out that's something I really need to savor. All right, so here's what we're gonna savor. My family, already mentioned that. Walking in the fresh air, yummy cold weather foods. My favorite foods are this time of year. They're most prevalent. Mashed potatoes is my #1 favorite food. Our new couch that I love so very much. Loki and our new kitty boy, whose name is to be announced. We don't know yet. And not being a kidney failure. My kidneys suck. My body is not happy with me. My body's in a really bad place, but it's not as bad as it's gonna be. And I can savor that this year. Time to check in on my goals for the month at least. I'm going to be comparing them to the summertime scores. So in the summer, I gave my health score a 3 because of the surgery coming up and I was so stressed out. I gave it a 5 this time because my surgeries are done, at least on my fistula, unless my doctor decides I need more at some point in the future. What I'm going to say yes to, and this is something I'd love some advice on the comments, is potential donors. I need to give out the information for people who are interested in getting tested to be a kidney donor for me. I don't know how to do that without sounding weird or smarmy, but I need to. And so I really need to. I need to put that out there, and I don't know what to do, so I'm procrastinating on it. So help me, tell me how to do it. And then what I'm saying no to is bending sideways. I mean, there's more than that, but that really sucked last night. Friends, I gave myself a 7 instead of a 5. I had some great moments with my friends this past month, and it was really refreshing. There wasn't a lot, but the ones I did have were great. And so I said what I'm saying yes to is not being a hermit, and what I'm saying no to is being a hermit. I think I kind of phoned that in, but I mean, it's basically the same as it's been. I need to just not closet myself so much. And then spouse significant other was a 9, and it's still a 9. I think I'm just afraid to give it a 10 because honestly, I don't want to jinx anything, but things are going great for the most part. We still snipe at each other from time to time, but you know, we got a lot of great feedback from Jesse's family when we were on the East Coast about how we just looked when we were together, and it made me feel really good and it made him feel really good. Not look like how pretty we were or whatever, but just how it was obvious how into each other we still are, even being together for 10 years in November. What I'm saying yes to is paying attention, specifically to Jess, and saying no to selective listening. And some of you out there may understand exactly what I'm saying when sometimes I hear what I want to hear or I don't hear anything even though I'm listening. You know, I just need to work better on my listening skills. Family, I rated a 7, which was better than a 5. A good start to the school year, hopefully. Progress reports come out this week. What I'm saying yes to is mom meals. That's what RJ refers to them. He likes my cooking a lot, and I'm excited to cook winter food because I know how much I love it, and my kids love it, and my family loves it. So yes, and saying no to yelling so much. When I feel shitty and I'm exhausted, I yell way too much, and I just need to try and dial it back just a little bit. Finances, I rated an 8, which is, I think I did for the same reason. I paid my quarterly taxes. Jesse and I are going to try the budget by paycheck method. So I'm saying yes to that this month and saying no to overspending on Christmas because we're not always very good at tracking what we're spending until we look later and we're like, God damn, dude, that was, and it's not even credit cards. We spend with cash, but then we're like, oh fuck, where'd all our cash go? Spiritual and personal growth, I rated a 4, which is lower than the 5 I gave it in the summer. I've basically been avoiding shit at church. I've done shit at church, but I've been avoiding a lot of it because I've been so overwhelmed with work and my health, and it just felt like one more thing. I did have lunch with a friend of mine from church, and it was really lovely, so I want to do that more and just avoid volunteering for more shit. Right now is just not the time for me to be hella involved in my church because I've got other things going on with both work and my family and my health. But I do want to stay with my finger kind of in it because I love my church community. Work, I put 5, overwhelmed as fuck. Doing okay, but stressed as fuck last time, which was a 4 because I was writing the book, and I'm still overwhelmed. I've got a lot of shit on my plate right now. I need to say yes to more breaks and no to new projects until I'm done with the ones I'm currently on, with the exception of one project that I couldn't say no to. So, I mean, I guess I could, but I didn't. In recreation, I put a 7. Here I put What's That? I did put a 7 because we went and saw Hadestown. That was enough to pull me from What's That to, yeah. And what I'm saying yes to is more fun time and saying no to avoiding fun, much like the friends when I kind of phoned that in, which probably shows that I'm not that committed to it right now. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna be until I get out from under some of the work I've got right now. And my word for the next 3 months is prioritize. The holiday season is always so fucking intense. I need to make sure to just keep my priorities first and foremost so that I don't overdo it and then start having a panic attack. And I'm going to rewrite my goals. They're going to be the same, I think, but I mean, I always think they're going to be the same until I write them again. So we'll see how this goes. I did actually add and change not all of them, but some of them. So the first goal is the same as it was, continue developing and participating in a healthy family financial practice. The second goal I did kind of alter a little bit. I said continue to develop and implement a healthy and sustainable business financial picture. Because this says develop my vision of, but now it's continue to develop and implement it. This one is strengthen our family relationships. And before it said getting each member what they chiefly need. Now it's encourage accountability and support for each of us. All 4 of us, maybe the cats too. This one, treat my body. These 3, 4, all these 4 are the same. Treat my body and mind kindly, nurture a healthy and loving marriage, foster a more quiet space, and create an environment I'm proud of. They're all the same, and they're all of these I feel like are going fairly well. So maybe that's why they're the same. And then the last one, balance taking action and setting boundaries at work, which is the same as it was before, but I underlined setting boundaries because that's obviously something I'm struggling with. So that is the fall setup pages. So now we need to move to the rest of it. I'm going to change something around. I'm going to fill this page out and I'm just going to brainstorm right after it and then we'll discuss it. I'm going to kind of skip this one because I've discovered this one really is just redundant to me because my bullet journal and my regular planner seem to take care of this. And this format, I've heard that there's a monthly calendar in the next one. That might actually be better because then I can kind of look at my month at a glance and get an idea. But this just feels like a waste of time and I don't want to do it. So, I mean, waste of time for me because of the systems I have set up already, not necessarily a waste of time if this is one of the only things you're using. All right, I lied. I'm not going to go all the way through, but I'm going to talk about this first. And this is kind of blank, but like, it feels like now that the surgeries are over, I'm kind of, and I think I felt this way last month, and now that our New York trip is over, everything has been kind of distilled down. What's stressing me out? All the shit I've got going on work-wise. There's just so many projects, and I'm trying to get ahead on all of them, or at least get them finished. Like I said, I hope we have had a good start to the school year. We're still kind of in a holding pattern with our breaths held. The whole donor thing, I talked about that already. And that's also in my fears, not getting a kidney, and having to go on dialysis. Those are big fears for me. Those are very big fears for me. And stress. The fears I have also to go with this, and my kid's still struggling, and that I'm going to open this print shop up. Part of me wonders if the reason I'm kind of not done with it yet, and that maybe I've prioritized other things, is because I'm worried once I open it, nobody's going to give a fuck. I care about people's approval. That's one of the things that motivates me. I like getting told that how great I am. I thrive on positive reinforcement from other people, on affirmation from other people. You wouldn't think that for the way that I'm always being myself and fuck you, I don't care what you think. Yes, I do. Totally honest in the Powersheets land, right? And then I'm hopeful that I can get ahead this month. That's my big hope. If I could just get ahead of everything, my house, Christmas, Thanksgiving coming up, my kids, my cats, my work, all the things, my laundry. If I can get ahead this month, even a little bit, I will feel so great. Of course, that's mythological, right? It's not a lot on here, but it's because a lot of these things are multiple things. Oh, wait. Okay, and I think they all need to happen. So big things, maybe this one, the backyard maybe may not happen. I'll cross you off just in case. And this one is maybe finish paying off the coming of age. I have that. I can pay it till April, but I do want to kind of get it out of the way. Getting the kitties acclimated to each other, finish the beadboard in the kitchen and the gallery wall. I want that done before November. So that and the new dining set as well, so that when we have family over for Thanksgiving, it all looks great. Social justice retreats is coming up weekend, so that will be done. Garage cleaned out needs to happen before Thanksgiving, so hopefully that this month too. Finish opening the shop, the new Skillshare class, and getting budget by paycheck. There's a couple of other things I didn't put on here, but it's not because I'm not going to put them on here eventually. It's mostly because I can't have them on camera right now. So now I'm going to fill out my tending list for the month. Encouraging woods, encouraging woods. I'm going to put that. That's funny. Okay, with a little eggplant. Maybe that means that I'll have more sex this month. Who knows, right? We have a bunch of work shit. I gotta find balance a little bit more, but stuff with the shop, analysis, Skillshare class, some other stuff for work, date night, my family budgeting by paycheck, Thanksgiving details, beadboard in the kitchen. Then the same, a lot of this is the same as it is every month. And then this is the same. I just put a wellness planner and make work under fostering quiet space because I feel like that's a little bit more in that versus just taking care of my body and mind. Thanksgiving details, getting that planned out because it's going to be on the 10th. So a lot of this is there. And if you see anything on here that you're curious about, I can't talk about it right now. But here is what my month is going to look like. I think I might be able to get it all figured out. That's the big hope. I would love to hear from you in the comments, something you have coming up in October, maybe something you've been procrastinating on that you're going to take care of, or something that you know you have to take care of, something big coming up, whatever it might be, in whatever aspect of your life. Tell us the thing that you're worried about getting done or procrastinating on getting done so we can give you encouragement. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.